Real life street stars. Hold up, we got ourselves a situation. We got a legend. It's the Sammy in the building, man. We're gonna start putting respect on the name. It's the Sammy in the building, man.
I like that.
First and foremost, how many decades?
2 decades, 23 years to be exact.
23 years in the
I'm
game.
35 now, man. I've been in the game since I was 12, so 2 decades in.
Hey, it's crazy, bro, because we actually interviewed Lil Zane, right?
Yeah, shout out to Zane.
So I gotta ask you, Hardball. Who had the hardest verse on Hardball, man?
Oh, that was Weezy. Weezy,
of course.
Weezy F Baby, man, for sure, for sure. You know,
Who's even question?
And then I had the hook, so that's the most catchiest part too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to Zane, shout out to Bow, Jermaine Dupri. That was 2001. I remember that like it was yesterday.
Let's start off like this. 12 years old.
Yep.
How did you get in the game? Like, who discovered you? Were you singing prior? Were you doing talent shows?
Yeah, I started singing when I was 4 years old. I started in church. I did Trouble Zone Last Always in front of church, like on the first Sunday. And then my family realized I had a gift. I was in 2nd grade, Harmon doing a test, and shout out to Miss Allen. I was going to Earleton Heights Elementary in Miami, Florida. I'll never forget this. And she was like, do I want to share with the class? I was like, yeah. So I sung some Christmas carols, some Jackson 5 joint. They sent me to the office.
Oh, shit.
I'm thinking I'm in trouble. They called my mom. They had me sing for the principal. And they was like, he's too gifted to go to a public school. We want to send him to a magnet school for music. So I got transferred to Charles Drew Elementary in Miami, Florida. And they put me in the magnet program. And from there, man, like, you know, God just started to orchestrate things. I joined a group called Wonder 3. Shout out to Rel, shout out to Philip. And we would do talent shows all over Miami. And then Wanda Williams, who was managing us, had us audition for the Apollo. Yeah, so they called us back, and I was like 10 years old. The other guys were like 15, 16.
Oh, damn.
And they were like, yo, we want the little one, me, for Apollo Kids, and we'll bring the group together for amateur night. So at that time, I never been solo. So I was like, you know, how y'all feel about me going to do the kids segment? They was like, go, it could probably change your life. Me and my mom flew out to New York. I did My Sharia More by Stevie Wonder, and then Joyce Irby is the one who saw me and took me to Dallas Austin, and then the rest is history. That's how Sammy was born.
How important is Dallas Austin to the music industry?
Man, he's done things with Michael Jackson, Madonna, Boyz II Men, TLC, Monica, myself, ABC. You know what I'm saying? It goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. I can go all day. I think that, you know, in this era, we don't respect those who paved the way. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, like, in the urban community, longevity is deemed as washed opposed to being legendary. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we have to bark these days and speak and talk about our accolades, because if you don't cheerlead yourself, they won't champion you. But Dallas Austin is definitely a walking legend and a big brother to me, always a phone call away if I need something. And if it wasn't for him, you know, I don't think, you know, I would be here. He was the first somebody to really, really invest his money and believe in the vision, you know what I'm saying? So I'm forever indebted to Dallas Austin.
So really quick, I know you said you've been in the game 23 years.
Yep.
How many times have you actually had to reintroduce yourself to stay in the R&B game this long?
Oh, it's a never-ending cycle. I think being an artist is a constant battle of reminding the world of why y'all fell in love with, you know, us in the first place. But that's also like the beauty in it, to evolve and not evaporate, you know what I'm saying? So for me, you know, my first run was from 1999 to 2001. Then I took 4 years off to go to high school and get my education and try to have a sense of normalcy, if that was possible.
Some sense.
Some sense of normalcy. Then I came back in the game, and from like 18 to like 21, 22, you see me. That was like, you should be my girl, come with me, kiss me through the phone era.
Yeah.
And then I went through like a 7-year, not hiatus, but I departed from an ex-business partner of mine that was doing some things that I didn't agree with. And it took 7 years to bounce back from that. And then that's when I'm Him went viral in 2016, and I haven't looked back. So
yeah,
I guess that's 3 different evolutions of Sammy: the child, the teenage heartthrob, and now the grown man that you see before you. So it's been a journey, but the journey is the destination, you know what I'm saying? And when you really are destined for something, no man can stop you. It's just a matter of you having the strength and the perseverance to keep going day after day.
Yeah, I remember seeing when you came back 7 years later when you went viral.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I, you know, when I was following you, I noticed that you were a spiritual person, you know what I'm saying? And you actually leaned on that, and I thought that was dope. Talk about that. Like, was that some of the things that helped you get through
just this music journey? That was the thing, you know what I'm saying? to this day, you know, I think people forget that we're in a spiritual warfare. It's not just racism. It's not just financial woes and financial bondage, but there's things called generational curses, you know what I'm saying? There is a dark and there is a light. And that's just something that was instilled in me. Shout out to my parents for keeping me in church. And at that point, it's up to me to keep the relationship with God, you know what I mean? So I'm not here to put religion on anybody, but I do believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I've experienced it. And I wouldn't even be here today and this successful still in my 23rd year of doing music if it wasn't for God, you know what I mean? So it's just something that if I didn't have a source to go to pray to, and to find some peace and some solace, you know, it's easy to go insane and lose your mental. So God is my everything. And if I'm ever detached too long, I begin to lose myself. So he has a beautiful, weird way of making us come back to him, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's all about basking in unconditional love and understanding that there is a higher power that orchestrated this from such a life for myself.
Now, there you go. And you mentioned something. You had to go back to school during your success.
Yeah.
How many girls had you like sing to them during lunch? Like, hey, Sammy.
Oh, man. You know, high school was like some of the best 4 years, but worst years of my life. Because, you know, it was weird for girls and guys to see me in geometry, right? And then they can go home and watch me on 106 and Park. They couldn't understand that. And I couldn't understand it either, to be honest with you. I never would sing. The way I left the game the first time, it left a bad taste in my mouth musically. So I want to be honest, like half of it was to go back to high school and to get my education and to have a sense of normalcy. But also my mother, Dallas Austin, and Joyce Irby, that trifecta, they ran my career when I was a kid, and they butted heads every day. Yeah. Every day. You know, my mom had her vision and you know, she was my mom first, so she was protecting me from a lot of things, but her delivery was it could have been a lot smoother, you know what I'm saying? And then Dallas Austin just got tired of it because he's the one putting the money up, and he had a weird relationship with Joyce Irby. None of this had anything to do with me, but I was the one affected by it. So just one day, Dallas got tired and called Capitol and was like, I love Sammy, but let's just stop Sammy train. So that's like the whole stint. So imagine me not understanding that. And now I'm platinum, and I just did Jay Leno, and I just did the Nickelodeon tour, and I'm on all that. And now you put me in class, I felt like, you know, I'm all pro education, but school, once you've seen the world, is like prison for me. I'm a creative, you know what I mean? I'm famous, I'm on television. You can't just throw me back into school like I'm a regular kid anymore. So the guys hated me, but the girls loved me. So it was it was a very strenuous time in school, you know what I'm saying? For real.
Was the deal with Capitol your first deal? And was it lucrative for your parents? I mean, did you see anything from that yourself?
Yeah. The advance, now that I know exactly the business, I didn't know the business.
Yeah, back then you're like, whatever. We're gonna buy you a PlayStation.
Yeah. Like, I had all the cool sneaks in the games, but the advance wasn't crazy, but I took off with my first single, you know what I'm saying? And my mom learned the game quick. So whereas you would have thought I was going on a promo run for free on a tour, my mom already was like, nah, it's 10, 12,000 a show. So we started racking up early, and that's something that the label did not like, that my mom caught on to. You know, we skipped some steps. We was like, nah, he's getting money, so we're gonna get money. Y'all are getting money, y'all recouped, we gonna get money. So I started noticing, you know, my mom went out one day with this car and came back with an SUV. Christmases was different. You know, when I never forget, she surprised me and was like, yo, go take the trash out. But on the side of the house that was getting remodeled, by the way, there was a goat cart for my brother, a four-wheeler for me, and this for my sister. So I was like, oh, I think I got something to do with this, because life wasn't like this before I like it and from the bottom to the top. But when you're a kid, man, 12, 13, 14, you don't understand all the money parts of it. You just understand that I'm good at singing, and if I could just run around stage and jump up and down and make the girls go crazy, I'm winning. So like I didn't really understand the financial part of it and my contribution to such until like hindsight. So I'm like 16, 17. Then I was like, oh, I was really doing it.
You gotta love mama, right? You gotta love your mama.
I love my mom.
Yeah, you gotta love moms. They do their best.
Yeah.
So even with everything that's going on, you were the fan favorite on the Millennial Tour. How did you manage that? I mean, because you were off the scene for so long.
I first want to say, of course, thank you, God, for just His grace and His mercy. He's allowed me to, I guess, receive all the love that I used to have as a kid and a teenager, but as a man, tenfold. Like, I could have never thought that I would get my flowers on the Millennium Tour like I did. I never thought I would do a Versus, you know what I'm saying, or get that call. And then I have the most loyal fan base in the world. You know, some people call theirs like Team Breezy or Team this. I call mine Sammy Lovers because I feel like we've been in love with each other our whole lives. I think what I have, a cheat code is nostalgia. When you talk about the Millennium Tour, the first of all of us was me. You know what I'm saying? Before Bow Wow, before Mario, before Breezy, before whomever, there was a Sammy. So I think women or little girls at that time, they never forget their first love. They don't forget their first crush.
I agree. You've always been a heartthrob for sure.
Yeah, so I was their first crush when it was like puppy love. Then I was their high school collegiate sweetheart. And now I'm like, I guess the guy that they want to marry and have kids with. You know what I'm saying? So it's like nostalgia really is the tool that saved me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I gotta ask, actually. Man, if you could be honest.
Yep.
You know, you were 12 when you got in this game as a, you know, the Sammy.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through like your very first time with a female? Like, was that after?
It's not even what you think. Yeah. I didn't lose my virginity till I was 17.
So you went through 5 years of fame.
I had a mom that didn't play. You dig?
Gotta love those black mamas. Gotta love those black mamas.
My mom was like, still is. She's a tough cookie. You know what I'm saying? She's the type of person you can bring home straight A's, play football and be a star out there and all that, and probably leave one spoon in the sink because you didn't clean that one spoon, and that's what she's gonna talk to you about. She's not gonna praise you for what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So she always, you know, and I thank her for this because now being a 35-year-old experienced man in the realm of love and being sensual with women, man, a lot of things, I've been through a lot of things that she saved me as long as she could. Once you turn 17, 18, you go out into the world and you make your own decisions. And I know a lot of people that's lost. It's crazy. You don't get to be innocent long in this industry. And the best thing she could have taken me away from or kept me away from was girls at that time. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have. And I'm glad I wasn't sexually active at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. At least when I did do it, I thought I knew what I was doing and getting myself into. But again, now I'm a man that knows about soul ties. I know about carrying people's depression that's not mine. Like, I'm happy, but maybe Tiffany wasn't. And that's the shorty I was just with. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she did her thing and scared the shit out of me. So I waited to the end of high school and the first time I thought I was in love to you know, dabble into that world.
Now, keep it real. You said you won Homecoming King and Queen.
I did.
Do you think you being Sammy played a role in that? Or
it had to, because I wasn't because I wasn't campaigning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went against like one of the dudes that was the most popular for best dress, one of the high school football studs, like, and they got like real campaigns, T-shirts and all kind. Yeah, I didn't do nothing but put my like name in the hat and I won Homecoming King. One of my homeboys, my best friend to this day, Farron, ran against me. He was pissed because I told him I was gonna go for prom, right? But homecoming is more fun. Like, prom is more serious. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna run for homecoming. And he was like, oh, I'm running. I'm like, well, if I win, you can wear the crown. I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up having to do that for him to stay my friend. He was pissed that he lost to me. So I took the Homecoming King crown and I let him rock it all night. And he felt a little better about it.
Always a real one. So we got to keep it real now. We're going to fast forward. You mentioned the Versus battle.
Versus.
That was the most epic versus.
Yeah, to date.
In the verse of verses.
It was
the pettiest nigga on there was you.
It was the most ghetto, ratchet, thug, R&B, shit talking verses of all time.
We didn't know y'all niggas was this funny.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is? Like, all my life, I've been just this like peace, light, and love guy. Right, and that's really me. You know what I'm saying? But
you can go now.
I'm from Florida, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was raised in Miami and Tampa, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, so I'm all about jokes and talking shit, especially when you can back it up. So like, I told my manager, I was like, bro, I think that this is the one time while the whole world is watching, I'm gonna show my ass. And, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And literally, like, because for many years too, a lot of my peers little broed me, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be clear. Like, I never was competing with you guys anyway. I was always just trying to be a better Sammy every time, right? But the verses, it's the verses. This is just the first time we can actually go in and be head to head and compete. My job is to off you. So I love that the whole world, I knew I have millions of people watching me. And I knew Ray J couldn't out-sing me, Bobby couldn't out-sing me. If Pleasure wasn't on my team, I would have killed Pleasure. Like I don't care who you are, like Mario or Marion, I have no fear, never did. But I spent years opening up for these guys and they just acting as though I'm supposed to be happy to be here. And I'm like, bro, I'm the pioneer of the movement. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When I used to say, like, when they left me off the first Millennium Tour, I didn't cry about it, I spoke facts. I said, I like it. Crazy things I do for love, hardball, you should be my girl, come with me, kiss me through the phone. I wrote Next Breath for Tank. Like, I'm just going off, right? And everybody like, not hearing me. Then I step on stage, shout out to my brother Lloyd, he brings me out and girls go crazy in 30 seconds of I like it. And I think that's when the promoters of, you know, and shout out to G Square was like, oh, we might've made a mistake leaving this kid off. So it's like, why was I always having to over-prove myself? You know what I'm saying? Over and over, like, I'm not a real singer. Like, I don't write my songs. Like, I don't vocal arrange myself. So Versus was like, this is the time to let them know, you know what I'm saying, who I am, who I was, and who I'm about to become. So I did my job, you know?
Yeah, the one thing I liked about Versus, like you said, it was where it was like, if you could sing, that came to the forefront. Like you stood out like crazy. Like you and
Mario,
I would say
Mario
for sure. He was beating niggas with rounds and niggas never heard of. But for you, like, do you respect the studio singer versus the real singer? Because I think we all figured out at that moment, oh, wait a minute, the industry got a lot to do with niggas' success.
It was beautiful because none of that was planned. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit I was talking, it was just coming out of me. Like, I did go in knowing I'm about to, like, bully everybody in a sense, you know what I'm saying, with my talent and I'm in my shit talking because it's Versus. But I think all those odd moments and those viral moments and those funny moments needed to happen to shift R&B the way it's supposed to be, right?
So just to be clear, you guys didn't have much notification about the Versus. So there was no practice time.
We probably got a call a week before that it might be happening.
Because some people needed some practice.
Yeah, once the paperwork came in, it was time to go to LA. No sound check.
Yeah.
So, but you have us at this venue, and let me say this to some people's defense. You put us at a venue, right? 6 stars, Casamigos over here, and this shot over here, and some people smoking, but we have nothing to do for 4 hours or 2 hours. Like, you know, some people got a little too turned. Forgetting that they had to go out there and sing in front of the world.
But that comes down to being grounded, like you said, really being grounded in your craft and with who you are.
But I knew I wasn't gonna ever be up there slurring and off key. So it's like, you know, I just think that all those things needed to happen for people to realize, like, man, stop comparing real singers to this guy.
Right.
This guy is just in a better situation probably than this guy. You know what I'm saying? This probably. It's I don't have nothing against those who need auto-tune.
Yeah.
At all. I don't have nothing against those people. But I have an offense when you compare me, I only can speak for me, like I'm really a singer.
Right.
I'm really a songwriter. I don't come with no gimmicks. I'm the most raw, uncut, unscripted. That's why I connect.
Yeah, you was like the R&B version of Jadakiss, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
That's exactly,
you was
exactly what they were saying.
Hey.
Exactly what they were saying, yeah.
Now, the funniest part to me was when y'all was singing Ray J shit better than Ray J. I was like, bro.
Shout out to Ray J, man.
But he did help make it funny because Ray J being Ray J.
Ray J is just naturally a good sport, a kind soul, and has become actually a big brother to me since that. Me and him didn't have a relationship prior to Versus. I think I probably did one show with Ray. But I've known Bob and Pleasure my whole career damn near. But I knew, like, it's so funny, God is good. I've always loved that song One Wish. Since like 06, right?
Obviously.
Yeah, I really like the song. Like, it's a great song. I really love the record. So my homies from high school, they know that. So when they saw the lineup, they was like, the only way you can kill him if you sing it better than him. Now, when I read it in the group chat, it just stayed in my mind subconsciously because I still didn't go in to do that, right?
Man.
And then I was just like, you know, feeling in tequila, and I started talking shit, and I was like, you should just bring it out. And I started singing it, and he was getting upset, and I liked that. You know what I'm saying?
At what point is it bullying?
Yeah, but I was like, I think I'm about to force his hand, because if I can get him to do One Wish before I have to play I Like It, or before Pleasure has to pull, I got it. So it's strategy too. So once I sung it so many times, he got so mad he was forced to be like, F it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it right now. But then he also was shocked that I sounded like that. He was like, he told me, he was like, I didn't know that you could sing like that.
Yeah, because y'all can't hear it. You know, we're at home on the TV with the surround sound. We're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like hell, he going.
Yeah. So it played out how it needed to play out. Some people took an L that night, you know what I'm saying, and they have some making up to do. And some people won. And at this point, I think all of us are responsible for now creating great music when we go in the studio and being able to convey that energy on stage.
So I'm
and
just
that's how
curious.
it's supposed to be anyway.
What was your expectation with Mario versus Omarion before it started?
I knew for sure. So because okay, I'm gonna tell you.
I thought it was gonna be 20-0 Omarion.
I'm gonna tell you. Only way Omarion would have won if it was the old format. Remember, it was just you play the song,
sit, listen,
and you just listen.
Yeah.
Omarion would have won if it was that. But see, now we're outside. People keep forgetting, like, although it was 7 million people total, I think, that watched our verses.
It's crazy.
There was 3,000 people we was performing to. It was a sold out. We was in LA Live. It was BT Weekend, so it was 3,000 human beings that we're looking at.
Really putting on.
Yeah, so it felt like an R&B cipher.
Yeah.
So now here comes the problem. Omarion has never been a vocalist. He's always been an entertainer. Mario's always been top 5 vocally, as far as I'm concerned, for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, of our time. So I knew once it was a performing format, Mario was gonna eat him alive because he can really sing. Yeah. And this was the beauty of having a crowd. It's like, if you could sing, you're gonna kill your person if he can't. You know what I'm saying? If I can do one wish better than Ray J, Ray J's gonna kill himself. I just have to get him to do it. You know what I mean? And I thought that Mario did exactly what he needed to do.
Bro, Mario's up there beating it with songs I'd never heard, bro. Yeah, cut it I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Hey. He can sing his ass off, and I don't think that people, again, it needed to happen that way though. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie,
who?
Mario versus Sammy.
That should have been.
That's what it should have been, but yeah.
But you know, I don't bow down to no man.
There you go.
Be clear, Mario and anybody else. Yeah. Mario, be clear. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I really like. I've shared stages with Tank, who is he top 3. I love Tank.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've written a song for Tank. We got songs together. Like, it's certain people, if you can't sing, you're scared to get in the studio with.
Right.
I want to get in the studio with Brandy, my favorite vocalist of all time, female. Like, she's gonna make me step up to, you know, my top tier potential.
Right.
I would love to go against Mario if it was the verses, like, you know, orchestrated that way. Right. Now, I wouldn't drink no Casamigos or smoke on that particular day because I know how he coming. You know what I'm saying? But for mine was a breeze. Like, it's nobody that they had put me against that can sing. You know what I'm saying? And then I knew the world didn't know I was coming with the showmanship and the shit talking, because Sammy don't do that. I'm always just so thankful to be in the room.
Right.
I wanted to take over the room.
So do you think that's the problem with the game right now, is that it's more so that they just find a person with the image and then just auto-tune them and make them sing versus actually getting the talent?
Well, it's a lot wrong with the game now, because when I came in, there was artist development, right? Which means you go to media training and you learn how to counter certain questions that can cause controversy or get you canceled. You know what I'm saying? You learn to sing and dance at the same time, work out and run and jog and sing at the same time. I was 12 in R&B boot camp doing that, right? There's no more artist development. It's SoundCloud numbers, Instagram numbers, TikTok challenges, Snapchat. Like, it's like, oh, if that song got 2 million hits today, sign them and throw them to the world. You know, I was just joking, but I was that serious. I don't know, the period I girl, right?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Period I.
When that went viral on TikTok, I put under one of the blogs that I posted, I was like, y'all posting her, she will have a deal soon. And then, like, fast forward last week, I saw that she has like security and she's getting booked and fans going crazy. Not knocking it, just telling you how easy it is now to be famous and not talented or not musically inclined. So that's the problem. The problem is just a social media driven world opposed to, you can actually sing, let me put millions behind you. You can actually rap and you got some substance to talk about. Let me get you and groom you. Nah, if you got enough hits, they throw you to the world.
Think that's what R&B is missing right now?
What's that?
The fact that they don't do any branding anymore. They don't do any artist development. That it's all about the social media way.
R&B is popping in the world of women. You know what I'm saying? This is Kehlani, 7th Streeter.
You're welcome.
Summer Walker, her, SZA. It's a LMA. It's a plethora. The list goes on. And shout out to those queens, right? But I will also say, they forced hip hop is the most #1 influential genre of all time now.
Yeah.
It's not even country music. Like
Facts.
It used to be country music then. No, it's hip hop. So what happened with hip hop, or what happened to R&B, especially male R&B, if you want to get on the radio, you got to degrade a woman, right? Because that's what the hip hop guys are doing.
Yeah, yeah.
If you want to get on the radio, you also have to turn on auto-tune, because now Future will go get Young Thug featured on a hook. They're rapping together, when back in the day, Future would have to go get a Trey Songz or a Chris Brown or a Sammy.
Exactly.
So now we have to turn on auto-tune, degrade women, and change the concept. So it's no more making love, no more I'm sorry if I cheated, no more singing in the rain, no more grabbing air, because melody is considered R&B. Even the categories with award shows are all misconstrued. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Tory Lanez is what? I wouldn't necessarily say an R&B singer, although he can sing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Black is an R&B singer, although he can sing. They have a very hip-hop cadence delivery with melody. So now it's just this confused space with R&B that if you are just a natural crooner, we're gonna throw you to Urban AC. That's where Tank is winning.
Yeah.
The same where Charlie Wilson is winning.
Exactly.
You see that?
Yeah.
The same where Keith Sweat is winning.
Yeah.
But then you might get a peak of Kevin Ross. Like, where's the space for the Sammys, the Pleasures, the Ray J's, the Bobby V's, the Marios, the Amarions? We don't have a space on radio. So it's a tricky place. It's a lot of dope R&B. Lucky Day is dope.
So many,
Luke James is dope.
I was telling them I'm an R&B nigga. I listen to R&B, and I can name like 20 people that people probably never heard of.
Yeah, you have to. That's the playlist. Those are the people you go search on Apple Music and Spotify and Tidal, and you're like, oh, it's a space. Yeah. It's real substance here, but they don't mainstream it anymore. But I think it's about to come full circle, because finally everyone's tired of the auto-tune.
Right.
Finally everyone's tired of the sad music. Somebody need to fall in love. Somebody, you know what I'm saying, or be sorry and remorseful for falling out of love. But where's the vulnerability?
I want to ride and sing. I want to smoke a skokie.
Sammy, have you ever had to get your girl back, man? And how did you do it, man?
Oh yeah, I mean, I made a few mistakes.
So how did you do it, man?
One is like being apologetic, but not just saying it, but change behavior, right? You can't just say you're sorry. You got to show you're sorry.
So what did you actually do?
Man,
what did you? I don't know if you would have got me back. What did you actually do?
I changed my number, right? Cut off the access to the devices. Not. Yeah, you got to.
Throw the whole phone away.
You got to throw the whole phone away. Change what you like on Instagram, and you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of this stuff is serious. I was joking about this, but one time I found myself, you know, when the Explore page goes with the algorithms, what you like.
Oh yeah, pull up your Explore page.
Yeah, my Explore page was just baddie, bikini. I'm like, damn, I got a little problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Now it's like Animal Planet and
There you go.
Lakers, Tom Brady, like
Kids football.
Yeah, that's it. So you just have to change your behavior, change your habits, and really own up to, you know, your shortcomings, for real. And a woman has the capacity in their heart, most of them, to forgive you at least once. Now it's on you to, you know, be consistent in your change.
Man, keep it a bean.
Yeah.
Every rapper's done this. I don't know if the R&B singer done this. Then took a girl to the studio, let her get on the track, and made her feel like she was about to really be on the track and take her ass straight off tempo.
Like she about to get a deal and all that.
Yeah, you about to make it.
No, that's what that is a rapper move. Nah. I never had to do that. It's just like change the number, be mindful of what I'm liking, and cutting off whatever the vice was that led me astray. You know
okay, so I see that you're kumbaya. We love that, right? So have you ever had a crazy chick? And what did you do? How you get rid of her? How crazy did it get?
I attract the crazies. I do. No, I do.
How crazy? Like showed up at your house,
like
tattooed your face. I mean, because you got some crazy stuff going on.
The pop-ups happened with one ex at least 3 times. Mostly she popped up though when we were in the gray area. See, me, I'm a black or white kind of guy. We either together or we not together. That little, I'm trying to figure it out. space, I do a lot of damage in that time. You know what I'm saying?
Through that.
Right. So I think the craziest thing, and I could talk about it now, but it was a serious thing, man. And I'm glad we made peace. You know who you are.
There you go.
This girl was trying to like make it back official with me, and I was like, nah, I'm not in that space no more. You got some things you need to work on. I got some things I need to work on. Technically, we're very toxic. I think we just need to let it go.
Yeah.
She wasn't hearing that, right? And I had a flight to catch the next morning to go to LA to finish my album. Mind you, I do have a girl at the crib. Like, I got a lady friend sleeping over, and she's gonna take me to the airport in the morning. So it's like 3, 4 in the morning, I hear some noises in my backyard. I have 2 pit bulls, right? So it wasn't like they were aggressive though. It was kind of like, they knew the person. There we go. So I was like, I know this isn't who I think it is in my backyard, which you have to open the gate and know that, know these dogs for them not to maul you. So I tell the girl, I was like, I'll be right back, throwing some like sweats. And I go downstairs, y'all, and I see 2 of her shoes.
Oh shit.
She has taken her shoe off so she can like tiptoe in the crib. So I'm spooked because I do know she's in the crib.
Oh shit.
And I used to leave my back door unlocked because who's gonna jump a gate, not get ate up by the pit bulls, then come through the door peacefully? So I never used to lock the back door, and only she knows that. Ooh. So I'm like checking the pantry, I'm checking the closet, I'm checking the garage. No so-and-so, I won't say her name. So the way my house is, it's neutral downstairs, it's rooms upstairs.
Yeah.
She didn't go in my room because the girl would have been getting beat up, right? Yeah. So it's just mad quiet. So something just said, go right, bro. And I go to the right, and she's just like standing on the wall, y'all, in the dark.
Oh, shit.
And I flick the light on, and I go like, you crazy.
Oh, this is a scary movie.
And she go, bow. Oh. Yeah, I didn't know it was coming. Good one, too. And it's hard to like defend yourself against a girl, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't beat her up, but you can't just get your ass whooped at the same time. So this is the first time I'm going through this, trying to process.
What's going on?
She broke in the house, which means she was upstairs before I even got my sweats on.
She was moving around.
Downstairs. So it was just a big commotion, little match where I had to just kind of hold her down, and she calling me all kinds of names. I'm talking my shit, and it was just a very toxic situation. And after
you call the laws?
I lost.
I mean, no, do you call the laws? Like, is it a police situation?
No, so she wanted me to actually. She was like, call the cops, because now I'm trying to stop her too. So when she said that was a little scary because I'm thinking about it. Like, I got 50 tattoos, beard. They think I'm a thug now. They think I'm abusing the girl, and it's the whole. I probably want to get my story out and be on the Shade Room by tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it was just she ended up finally leaving after a lot of commotion. And I remember going to the airport the next day, like, I didn't get no sleep. The shit probably ended like 5 in the morning. I had a 7:30, 8 o'clock flight to LA. I go to my manager, Skino. I'm like, bro, you'll never believe what I just went through, dog. I was like, it might be on the blogs when we land in LA. I was like, shorty broke in the crib. She beat my ass. I'm trying to like tussle with her. It was a whole thing. So like, I could see how guys who never even got into a physical altercation with a woman in one split second
can end up in a situation.
Yeah, because what if I would have just swung one time? Just once.
I really think that that's only guys who got that good.
I'm the GOAT at everything I do.
So you must have had that good.
I'm a Pisces and an R&B sensation. You can't sing and talk about the things I talk about without being the best in bed. That comes.
My favorite song is Sheets.
See?
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
See.
Tsunami. Okay. Sheets is my favorite. So have you ever fucked to your own music?
Yeah, but that's not my preference. But if a woman wants to do that, because it's me. Like, I created for them or the men to set the mood for the lady or something like that. But women have damn near asked me to sing while we having sex, which I've never done. That's weird.
Wow.
But I've had sex to my music, but that's not my go-to. But I'm a passionate man, so anything I do, I try to be the best at it.
So taking it back to the music, tell me your top 5, your Mount Rushmore of R&B.
No chronological order. Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Usher Raymond, Tank, I'll put him there. And then, I'm not scared to say it, the king of R&B is behind bars, R. Kelly. Yeah, I know people be trying to shy away from that narrative, but I'm able to not separate the two, but just understand that there was nobody as diverse as R. Kelly. And I say that in the sense of he'll give you I Believe I Can Fly or The World's Greatest, and then he'll give you TP2.com, but then he can sing on the hook of a Jeezy record and then go do a whole gospel album and everything resonated.
So
speaking
like, on that,
I've never seen any R&B dude be able to navigate through all the genres like Kels.
And that's a good point. Speaking on that particularly though, have you ever been in a situation? I mean, I know I'm seeing a lot of people are dealing with that. Trey Songz is dealing with accusations. You know, we know R. Kelly's accusations. Have you yourself ever been in a situation where you've had? I mean, you seem like a pretty stand-up guy.
I be chilling, man.
How do you keep yourself out of those situations?
I think it comes with one, discernment. I'm scared of I like the girls that's out the way, if that makes sense. Okay,
less than 1,000 followers.
So like, yeah, no, that's serious. Girls with no shade to, the girls with the 30, 50, 100, 50, 200 that's getting flued out this weekend.
For the streets.
Paddock this weekend, Rolly this, that. I already know kind of what you coming with on that energy time, right? And that's a transactional thing, and I'm too intimate to even move like that. I don't trick. I don't fly girls out. You can be my lady and I'll do it, or we dating, but I'm not. No girl got receipts on me on none of that. That's one. So discernment. I like the 9-to-5 worker, the girl that goes to college or whatever, like the safe girl. Then two, I'm a nice guy. Like literally, my mom raised me and my dad with integrity, morals, ethics. You know what I'm saying? I don't force no girl to do nothing. I don't have no issues. Like, I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If we vibing, we vibing. So I've just been able to stay out the way. And then you kind of, cover your trails too. I think Chris Brown, they had said something negative and then he popped up and showed the receipts like.
Yeah, like, hey, listen.
That's important.
Very important. Very important.
That's important. And I had a good, you know what I'm saying? Like show, like, so I just treat girls with respect and I stay away from those who, I feel are messy. I don't want no smoke, you know what I'm saying? I got too much to lose. I've overcome too much in my life to allow a woman to just tear me down, you know what I'm saying? And at 35, like, I've also done it all, seen it all. So it's nothing that I'm going to forcefully make anybody do. It's not even that deep for me. I'm trying to bask in godliness, continue to make my bread, take care of my family, get home safely. I am a black man, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got enough issues, so I'm not just that kind of guy that be in the way. I don't go to clubs unless I'm getting paid. I don't like strip clubs, so I'm on a strip club if I get paid.
Talk to him.
All these things keep you out the way. I can't get in trouble if I'm just at the gym, in the studio, or a little hookah lounge that I frequent, you know what I mean? I don't want no problems. Like, I'm chilling.
Now, I seen a graphic that had you, Ray J, Pleasure P, and Bobby Valentino.
RSVP.
Yeah. So is that a real group? Is that a real
thing? That the World and Versus did.
So that literally just happened? Like, y'all literally was like, at the Versus, we gonna do?
That's not how it happened. Okay. So like, it was some layers to it. I think a fan text or messaged Bobby V RSVP, right?
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, a fan did it. And then Bobby said, he texted me, he was like, RSVP, and I was like, what is that? And he was like, Ray, Sammy, Valentino, Pleasure. I was like, that shit's dope. But I left it at that. I didn't think ever to be in a group. I'm not a group guy. All of us are soloists and crazy in our own way, clearly. You've seen Versus. But then Ray J, I guess they had a huddle because I was the last one that was kind of like,
yeah, because he was wilding on niggas.
Seeing if I was on board. You know what I'm saying?
So, Sammy.
Yeah, so they hit me and I was like, I don't know. Because honestly, the way Versus had went, I was gonna detach myself from the chaos because I did what I was supposed to do.
Right.
But honestly, man, once we got in the studio and I got around these guys, the energy and the love and the star power, I can't explain it. It's something y'all gotta see for yourselves. It's bigger than anything Sammy has done by himself.
Right.
To be honest, like, we have an amazing album together. We've grown this camaraderie and this bond and this brotherhood. Like, we talk every day, FaceTime, just take random trips to DR, you know what I'm saying? And really check on each other's mental and spirit now. Like, we've become brothers in this last 3-4 months since Versus. So it's a real thing. It's just a matter of, man, groups is a group. You know what I mean? Right. And I ain't talking ego and none of that. I'm talking about Pleasure has his own vision. Bobby has his own vision. Ray J's this way, I'm that way. So it's just trying to find that like happy place so we can actually execute everything. But the music is done. The photo shoot is done. So next up is just seeing how we want to facilitate it, how we want to deliver it to the world. But it's a real thing.
See, and the reason why I thought that was dope is because you see you see Drake and 21 dropping an album. You see Drake and Future dropping an album. This is the first time we've actually seen R&B superstars link up
together
and do something. Why does that not happen more?
You know, we're worse than honestly, we're worse than rappers when it comes to
y'all sensitive about y'all shit.
Just sensitive, period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's two things I always say that men fight over: money and women. So R&B dudes are what? Ladies' men. So we don't know until now, like, yo, Ray, you call some girls, I call some girls, Bob, you call some girls, Pete, and we all just go party together, right? Nah, because you always usually have that one that's trying to be the man.
Correct.
So you don't see a lot of R&B guys come together because somebody's trying to be the king instead of being a king with self and being able to stand amongst other kings. So I think we owe it at least to the culture. Maybe this don't go 5, 10 albums deep, right? But let's do one complete project, one dope tour, and change the narrative of the unification or the lack thereof in R&B. So that's why trust me, I quit the group once a month. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like, because I'm so passionate about things that I do, and I'm very structured and I'm very like calculated. Ray J's not. Ray J's here, there, shooting this show, shooting that. Pleasure, he has his thing. Bob wants to go play basketball and tennis. So like, just keeping us together and focused is the key. But I think we're gonna be all right once we really facilitate where we want to put the project and how we want to put it out.
So you say you guys do make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Are you concerned that there may be a little Fizz Omarion situation with any of the ladies? I mean, was Fizz wrong?
Anybody? I had to think about which instant because.
But you said that happens,
when he
right?
messed with April.
Is there not a
is there
not a scenario where that's okay?
I don't know Fizz. I don't even have a relationship with Omarion like that. Raz is my man. Shout out to Boogs. Under no circumstances from where I'm from, am I messing with my brother's baby moms or girlfriend? Yeah, there's too many girls in the world. There's too many women. When people do that, because this happened to me, not like I don't know baby moms or nothing like that, but I've had homies purposely try to come after me. That to me is like a person that's envious. And you feel like you getting a one-up or you securing something with self because you got this girl that I had. So for me, where I'm from, and I don't know Fizz, God bless them, God bless and the whole B2K situation. That's their business. But since it's out there and you asked me about it, I cut from a cloth where if this is my brother, that girl is my sister. You know what I'm saying? My manager is my brother.
Yeah.
His girlfriend is my sister.
Yeah.
I don't even know what her Instagram is. I don't follow her on Instagram. But when I see them, I see her, how you doing, sister? Love, sister. And that's it, because it's nothing in me that wants my brother's shorty.
Yeah.
Like, I'm whole Sammy. There's a plethora of women out here that I think will kind of sort of like me. Right, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just, that to me, when guys do that, it's a thing inside of them that they have some malice and some envy energy towards you, and that's how they execute it. Yeah. They think like, you hear rappers all the time.
Yeah.
I F yo. It makes them feel good.
They targeted them.
Yeah, because you got some envy towards that man. So for me, I don't move like that.
Now there's another super group. There was Tank, Genuine, and Tyrese. TGT.
Yeah.
Now if we was to do a TGT versus RSVP versus, just say y'all had y'all music together, they had one album and fell off. Y'all got one album and y'all doing y'all thing. Who do you think would?
It's just the group albums.
The group album.
That's it.
Not the solo shit.
Genuine, by the way, is a GOAT in his own right that people don't talk about enough.
For sure, that's my favorite.
But you talking about album against album?
Album versus album.
I gotta go back to TGT, but it's actually no comparison, to be honest with you, and I'm gonna say why. Like, we are making a lot of love on this album, if that makes sense. This is I don't want to compare us to nobody, but it's a 2022 Jodeci's. Like, it's bedroom music. Like, babies will be
y'all
created.
bringing it back.
Yeah, babies will be created from this album.
Oh,
TGT I don't think was just that. Like, this album is strictly like there's no playlist for girls to make love to.
Facts, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I've been wondering, like, what the hell are girls sexing to these days?
They fucking a Gunna and Future, bro. Shit's
right?
weird.
So
that's what's happening.
Or some throwbacks for real. So like this album is strictly for the fellas to set the mood for the ladies and for the ladies to feel sexy and vibe to. So I couldn't even compare.
That's hard, man. So what's next? You know what I'm saying for Sammy? You know what I'm saying? Like, I jammed your album, man. You got an EP out, Satin Sheets.
That's why I created that. Like, it's kind of that way.
That shit was dope. Casamigos, Pussy Cry, and I think it was the very last song.
No Kids Allowed.
No Kids Allowed. My 3 favorite songs.
Thank you.
But I gotta ask you, Pussy Cry, man. How did you come up with that whole concept? That's a wild concept.
Man, I've never put out a whole project that was just about sex and making love. Never. You know, I always put 1 or 2 classics on an album, but never just a project dedicated to that. Again, I'm trying to figure out, like, what are women making love to? So I'm also a Pisces and I'm a songwriter, so I always try not to let the song title be an obvious. So Pussy Cry, you know.
I mean, that was pretty obvious to me.
That was the one. That was obvious, but also, like, I've reached a point in my life and in my career where I truly just want to be as bold as I've ever been. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
I'm not hiding nothing. I'm not scared of nothing. I'm not scared to fail in front of y'all. I'm not scared of nothing anymore. I've spent too much time just trying to be so perfect and calculated and clean, and that ain't really all the way me. You know what I'm saying? I've made a lot of mistakes that just wasn't magnified. And because I have this new awakening of self in my sexuality and how I want to convey myself to women and my business moves, like, I'm not afraid to get in front of it. So Pussy Cries bold, no kids allowed. There's a lot of kids around my age demographic, girls that got kids. Where's that song where you like, look, I already got that taken care of. We got the babysitter, you know what I'm saying? We good. It's about me and you tonight. So I just want to touch on those things where it's like barbershop conversation. We'll talk about that amongst ourselves, but we don't feel masculine or man enough to say it, you know what I mean? In a song or to a woman. So that's where that vulnerability and that transparency comes from.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, bearded up Sammy is a whole different beast, you know what I'm saying? Versus non-bearded Sammy. Now, I gotta ask, outside of your own music, what would you say is the greatest love-making song of all time? Sammy's choice.
You know, they gotta have the babies now. Ain't no abortion, so.
Oh God, he went there.
They have them. They have them this year.
Damn, I can't say if I could pinpoint one song. But again, you know, and I know people gonna feel a kind of way. Nah, it would be a R. Kelly 12 play album.
Oh, come on now, come on now. That's gonna set it off.
Yeah, and then Sex, Love, and Pain, Tank.
Oh yeah.
Those are vibes. Yeah, those are like, as far as I'm trying to remember when we used to have CDs and you would have like 5 and just let it play until you know, did your thing. So yeah, those would be my first top 2 that came to my mind. 12 play and Sex, Love, and Pain for sure.
Okay, now we be having this debate, right? Genuine versus Tyrese, man.
In what?
Just who can sing better? See, I said Genuine.
Tyrese is a better singer. But as far as catalog and discography,
man, I don't know, man. Genuine, I don't know.
Yeah, Tyrese can sing. Tyrese can sing.
Tyrese got that. Okay, let me ask you something. Somebody that you've always wanted to work with that you haven't got to work with. Go ahead, shoot your shot right now.
It's so cliche, but I'm a huge Drizzy fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause if I was a rapper, I would be Drake. I would be Drake, cause he's very vulnerable and very.
Where your manager at? Cause that need to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Drake. I love Drake for real. He's very diverse, of course. He's able to do melody, but also spit bars, and he's always ahead of the time, his time also. But just his storytelling, I'd be like, damn, like that happened to me. Yeah. So I think just being honest and vulnerable without it being forced, a Sammy Drake feature would be like a dream come true.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Now, P. Diddy said that R&B is dead. Mm-hmm. Now, the reason he said it was because he feels like the marketing push behind R&B music isn't there what it was back in the 90s, early 2000s in your era. So yeah, with that part, and as far as the budget not being there from labels to push strong R&B music, even what y'all are doing and what you're doing yourself, Do you feel like with the right label push and the right label budget, R&B could take back over the forefront?
Yeah, it's easy. You're just not getting those $2-3 million budgets that you give rappers to. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't even hear R&B on the radio unless you go to an urban AC station, which is the demographic is anywhere from 20 to 60 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad he said it and then elaborated on what he meant by it, because R&B is very much alive.
Yeah, very much.
It's just not force fed on us like the Futures and the Gunners and the Lil Babies and the Babies, etc. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not saying they're not dope, but that's all you're going to hear if you turn on the radio, or the Cardis or the Megs. It's just hip hop.
Right.
Put a bag behind a hit R&B record, and it'll change the whole spectrum of where R&B is. It will no longer be a hidden gem. It'll be right in everyone's face for them to find.
See, I feel like it's smoke and mirrors, because I think, like Summer Walker has one of the best albums, R&B albums that came out in a while,
for sure.
Right?
Yep.
And like when I listen to rap music, I don't typically go back to it, but an R&B album, it's over and over and over.
I always tell people R&B makes the world go round.
Facts.
Everyone speaks R&B. You know what I'm saying? Certain hip hop you can't listen to, because if you're not from the streets and never lived that, that might not be your cup of tea. You might be more of the backpack rap, you know, or you like the lyricist. But R&B, everyone has experienced love. Everyone has experienced heartbreak. So those records, if they're again championed and pushed the right way, people, they want R&B forever. You know what I'm saying?
I got a question for you, and this is I want you to jump in the mind of somebody who's trying to get into the R&B right now, right?
Yeah.
How would you go about doing it? Because I don't really see a lot of platforms for R&B artists to kind of get, you know, it's like with rap, there's so many different platforms for them to go on and talk their stuff. And if you were doing R&B as a new R&B guy right now, how would you go approach it?
I mean, there's no one way, but the internet is your friend. It's the easiest way to come back, because that's actually the tool that brought me back. I started really like looking at the logistics of my social handles. My Instagram engagement is top tier. I might tweet something and no one gives a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I be abandoned in Snapchat. Right. So you have to find where your fan base is gonna be and then be consistent on it. Cause I have been singing snippets of songs on Instagram since Instagram was a thing. And then Shade Room gave me a platform that one beautiful day, June 30th of 2016. And then the world chose Sammy back.
There you go.
So the consistency, you find where your base is, if it's YouTube, if it's TikTok, and then you just feed them with content. All it takes is one to stick. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, they get discouraged when you only get 100 views today. You know what I'm saying? Or 50,000 streams in 6 months. It took that. I remember all that time. I did the slow grind. You feel me? Me and my manager was hand delivering CDs out to the world in 2015.
Yeah, the fact that you was already at the top of the world.
Thank you. But and this is after having meetings with labels who said your music is still jamming. You still got to look. But nah. But you know why? Because I didn't have the numbers.
Can I just say that you still look great?
Thank you.
You still look great.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. I would just say, nah, for real, just find where your fan base, where you're thriving, and be consistent.
It's crazy because a lot of people in 2016, before you went viral, and even with the verses, like they were like wondering where Sammy been. They like, where's Sammy?
And I put in a lot of work since 2016 to 2022. 3 albums, 3 EPs. All of them debuted top 5 on iTunes, top 10 on Apple Music, 3 independently charted on Billboard. Like, these are things I don't care about, by the way, right? Because to me, the music is free. If you pay $9.99 to any digital streaming platform, you get everybody's catalog for $10. So do we really care about first week sales? I don't. I care about having a community of listeners over time to go somewhere as a melting pot to discover me. And I think that's the beauty of my story. Like, I'm a slow burning fire.
Right.
You thought you seen Sammy and, oh, he's back 2016, but there's people until this verse is just like.
Does that bother you? That it took something like that for people to be like, oh, damn, he can really sing. Like, people really found out you could sing on verses. Like, sing, you know what I'm saying?
It used to bother me. It used to bother me. I used to care so much about being one of the best singers and one of the best just overall. Like, I really also write. I really vocal arrange myself. I really blend myself. I really sequence my album. Like, this is something that Troy Taylor, shout out to my pops and mentor, taught me to be when the world wasn't watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So when you do go viral, you got a plethora of other records to continue the journey. But God again wrote my story very unique, and I'm just, you know, the main character in it. So if it takes the Shade Room to post me whenever they so choose to, or me to get the verses call and for me to show out like that for people to realize who I am, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's just at the end of the day, you're gonna know that I was always one of the best doing it since my time, since I clocked in.
And I'm just curious because, you know, we're in Texas. You're on the Millennium Tour right now in Dallas. You'll be back again in Houston on Saturday. We grew up to R&B, but also to the Screwed and Chopped R&B.
Yeah.
Were you a fan of that? Were you a part of that movement? Because your music got screwed and chopped a lot.
Yeah, they do that all the time. And actually, I don't know if y'all know, but they do that in Florida all the time.
Okay,
so they used to drive the box Chevys and the Dunks, what they call them, and they slow them down. They got their subwoofers in the back, so that's been the thing. So it's like funny that, yeah, of course, it's originated in Texas, but Florida is they've been
second home.
Yeah, it's almost like we locked in though.
Yeah.
Funk Action 1 through 75. Now, I'm just curious because you're in the industry, and I just want your take on it. When you see a situation like Kanye West and everything that's being taken from him from statements he made, do you and yourself, as far as your celebrityism, be careful as far as what can be given to you can be easily taken away by the powers that be?
For sure. You have to be mindful. I think we all, as artists and creatives, any public figure, whether we want to be role models or not, to someone we are, right? And you have to be very, very, very cautious of what you say, how you say it, who you offend. I'm confused, by the way, I think we're all confused with what's going on with Kanye, right? Like I don't, I've never met him, but I was Kanye's fan of at least of his music and his fashion. But I don't want to offend any community. You know what I'm saying? I think we as a people need to stop diversifying ourselves. That's the problem with the world anyway. There's no unity, you know what I'm saying? And I think you have to be very mindful of how you articulate certain things. And I don't care how passionate you are, how big you are, we all answer to somebody. Me personally, my maker is God. He has the final say. But I'm still very aware that there are labels and structures and presidents and VPs and CEOs, you know what I'm saying? It's a machine. And we all come from different ethnic backgrounds, different beliefs, different perspectives on politics. And you just you gotta kind of believe what you believe in and speak your truths, but not offend anyone. And I think he said something I did see a lot of, it's like I said, I'm confused because it's so much, but I did see him say that he apologized because he was one of those persons that came from a place of hurt people hurt people. I believe in that idiom, but I want to remix it and say hurt people can heal people. You feel what I'm saying? So if a Caucasian man came in here right now and called me out of my name and said something derogatory, yeah, I might want to punch him in the face and fix his jaw so he'd never say that again. But then there's also a way maybe I could just love him through his ignorance, and he can see that, oh, that young black man or that melanated man changed my perspective. He's not an animal. He's not cruel. So hurt people don't have to hurt people. Hurt people can heal. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that, we all have our path. And we're all in control of the words that we convey, and then understand that there are some consequences.
I think that we live in an overly sensitive society, though. Would you agree? Like, everything is oversensitized. Like, you can't say one thing, you can't do one thing. Like, how do you even operate in that type of setting?
Yeah, I think
everything can be taken out of context.
What has happened is social media has given everyone a voice. I say something right now someone don't like, I said that I think R. Kelly was the king of R&B. Although I don't agree with nothing he's done in his personal life and his demons, you might get, oh, how dare you still say R. Kelly's name? Like, right. I'm going to stand on that because I know what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying? I know that I don't agree with anything that's against the law and touching young women and things, you know what I'm saying, against their will, and young women that's not of age. I never said that. You would never get that. What I said is, to me, he was the king of R&B at one point. So you gotta kind of also understand you can't please the world. The key to unhappiness is trying to please everybody.
Correct.
And those who are for you will get you, and those who don't won't be. And I have peace in that, me personally.
Man, see, that's a 35-year-old. That's wisdom right there. That's wisdom right there. Yeah, that's great. Now I'm curious. Have they ever approached you to do Love and Hip Hop?
5 times.
And you keep saying
5
what?
no's.
Why do you keep saying no to that?
This was way before the viral moment, by the way, of the Shade Room, and then maybe twice or once after. For me, I just never wanted anybody to control Sammy's narrative.
Do you regret?
I feel you.
Regret that?
Absolutely not, because
Still not letting them control.
no one's gonna tell the Sammy story better than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want me just on there going to the gym, going to the studio, and hanging out with my pit bulls.
Would you do any reality
You
show?
need me to date somebody, cause some commotion, she shit on me, I shit on her, something just entertaining. People like negativity. You know why people like the verses? Because our shit was just all over the place. But if everyone went up there on some kumbaya time, we would have had the most boring verses of all time.
Correct.
So that's about as entertaining as I'm gonna get, is what y'all seen on verses. I'm not somebody that's gonna put the fate of my character, my integrity, my morals and ethical code in somebody's hand for some cameras to be in my face. You know, if it's surrounded around music, you know, I'm in a group with RSVP, right? If y'all want to put that together, then I can control that narrative. But it's not going to be about who I'm sexing, who I'm dating, and what comes with that.
Okay, I got one last question. You know, I got to represent for the ladies.
Yeah.
What does a girl have to do to get your attention? Like, how can someone? I know you said you like them that are underneath the cover or like not really outside like that.
Yeah.
So what would a woman have to do to really get your attention?
I mean, there's a plethora of things, but I like when girls are kind of like assertive too. I know the man is supposed to be the initiator most times, you know, but I've spent a lot of my life being Sammy, so I kind of don't really, I just had to, in my adulthood, learn to approach a girl if you want to. Because if you don't give me the eye, stare too long, I don't catch the vibe, I don't really go for it. So I like when girls are a little aggressive, you know, subtle things. It could be eye contact, you know, you can see someone seeing you. I like that.
Do you tell them you're Sammy? Or do you
Nah. I mean, they know though. Like I've never met
You don't ever trust
Yeah, I've never really dated. I've never had the luxury. I would love that. The luxury.
You ain't never just used that shit for no bull.
Never.
It's a bad one over there. You ain't never just
Never.
You never serenaded them?
Never used it. Never used my
butt
celebrity.
ass at the piano just singing.
Nah, because I think that comes with, that's a problem too. When you do find a girl you like, or you don't know if they're here for your money and your fame or to get clout.
It's cool.
Yeah, and especially in this demographic, you know what I'm saying, or this era that we're in. So I don't really want. Again, I'm scared of those girls, man. I have a fear of any girl that's just trying to trap me and get me. You know,
he's not a munch.
Scared of you. But nah, any girl that can, you know, just little eye contact, or I like a spiritual woman. I like a classy woman.
There you go.
I'm 35, man. Like,
talk to him.
I ain't out for no quick nothing.
Man, hey, a regular girl can get it, man. A regular girl can get it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Man, so now we're going to promo, man. The Millennium Tour is out right now, man. Go and tell them as far as some of the cities you about to hit. Also, what you got working on, what you got coming up, visually, audio, apparel.
Yeah, I got a lot going on right now. Is the Millennium Tour turned up? We're in Dallas tonight. We're in New Orleans tomorrow. We're in Houston Saturday. Go get your tickets at gsquaredevents.com. I've been in the candle business for 2 years, so go to simplynakedcandleco.com. Click the Sammy Collection tab. We just released my 7th scent called Everlasting.
I'm on it.
Yeah, so you know, you can play some R&B vibes to from Sammy playlist, and then light a Sammy candle and enjoy yourself. I can't talk about it, but I'm in the preliminary stages of closing on a franchise hookah lounge, bar, restaurant in Atlanta, Georgia, where I reside.
We coming.
Yeah, I got y'all on that. What else I got shaking? RSVP album is done. It's coming soon. Working on a joint EP with my brother Vito, top of the year. Vito? Yeah.
That boy Vito a monster.
Yeah.
Now he can sing.
Yeah,
that nigga can sing.
And then we already have another tour slated for the top of 2023. We're just trying to make it make sense.
Yeah.
So,
keep them coming.
Candle Line, RSVP, Hookah Lounge, Bar, Restaurant, Vito, Sammy EP coming soon. And then I'm like 85% done with my 6th studio album, but I got all that stuff to take care of first. So
that's gonna be that might be the craziest album just based on everything that's going on.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. It's
like
called,
you said, back to sex, back to love.
Yeah, back to it's real open, real honest, real vulnerable and transparent. And then my socials, IG Sammy Always, SammyAlways.com, Sammy Always on Twitter. And my Facebook and my Snapchat is Sammy Lee Bush.
Sammy Lee Bush, man. It's crazy. I'm gonna ask lights on or lights off, but hey, the candles. Go get you some Simply Naked.
For sure.
For real.
For sure.
Man, any shout outs you want to give?
Man, I just want to say shout out to God. Thank you for being so merciful and full of grace and giving me the opportunity to do what I love to do for so long. Thank you to my fans for allowing me to evolve from a child star to a teenager to the grown man that I am. And shout out to my team, my manager Skino, my lawyer LeRae, Cal. It's a plethora of others. My stylist Rip been keeping me super, super fly out here on the Millennium Tour. You know, I be dressing like this on the day, but by night,
but when he step out,
Big Sam time. But just really, really just my team, because the people that I've reached the top with, they're not the people that I thought would be there. You know, some people really hopped off the Sammy train when things got ugly. So I want to thank everybody I'm around now, because God gave me some real solid ones, and I wouldn't be where I am or who I am without them.
Yeah, shout out Mama too for keeping you so good.
Shout out to my mama Angela, I love you. Shout out to my daddy Sammy Sr. and my siblings, man, TT, AJ, Brandon, Travis, Jennifer. I love y'all so much, and I hope I'm making y'all proud.
There you go, man. You already know what it is, man. We got the legend here. The Sammy in the building, man. We got to say it, man. You are a real life street star, man.
Thank you, my brother.
We salute.
One love.
Hey.